So this is Camano Ridge Preserve Trail. I kind of took a right on one of the trails, but this is one of the trails that I took a right turn, not a left turn, but when I was on the trail, I took a turn on the right and then came upon this trail here, and it actually goes more that way, and that's the way I'm going to be going, and I'm going to be walking for a little bit on this trail to show you a little bit. But this is my favorite spot I like to go to anytime I'm on this trail. All the times that I've ever come on this trail, sometimes there's people on this trail, but there's not always everybody on it. It's always like by itself. And I like going on it when there's like hardly anyone on this part of the trail, but on the other trails when there's people around, there's people on those ones. But not a whole lot of people always take this side of the trail. But this is a good spot just to kind of like sit and take a break for a little bit, because you can see, of course, since we're getting towards spring, there's, let me try to get across here. There's some water right here from the rain we've had over the years. Or, I mean, not years, sorry. I mean over the months, sorry. When we had those atmospheric rivers and the flooding that happened in December. But we've also had some more rain, so this filled up with water. But in the summertime, when it's warm enough, this is usually dried out. So I'll get back over here. Over here. Okay. And then there's this little space you can just kind of like, it's wet right now, you don't need to sit down, but in the summertime it's really dry, you can just sit down, just take a break. But this is part of one of the trails, and that log's been burnt a long time ago. There used to be logging a long time ago up here, way back in the 1900s. But there is a specific rock that I will show you on my next video. This is just a walking video on the trail that I wanted to just make for this side. And I'm not seeing anybody right now. There were frogs croaking. It's not even like freezing outside, so it's like perfect temperature. Feels like in the 50s or something. It's really nice. All the greenery. So I'm still, you know, I was way back over there. Now I'm over here. And then there's another sort of burnt log in a way, and that one's, you can't see it very well. Has some burnt. This is old like burnt wood from many years ago. This is not freshly burnt from anything. And then there's another, I think this is another trail that I forgot to go on years ago. Let's see where it goes. I want to follow it, actually. I don't think I've ever been on this side of the trail. I don't think I've ever been on it right here. We'll take it right now. See where it goes. See, there's a stump right there. They cut this down years ago too. Oh, and then there's another log, or I mean another stump log. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you can see the little spot right here where they like did something of damaging when they were cutting. They were trying to cut, and there's another stump. There's stumps everywhere. Some stumps actually have trees that have fallen. So I don't know whose trail. I guess this is part of the trail. I've never really been on this side of the trail. Maybe this is a newer. I have not even taken this one before. I went right past it during the summer. I never even realized it being taken it. But we'll take this trail, see where it goes. But this is a walking video. Might be relaxing. Oh wow. Wow. Look at that honking tree. Wow. Nope, I've never been on this trail. This trail's new. I mean, it's not new. It's just been here for a while. I just skipped it, I guess, and I didn't really pay attention. Because I've been taking all the rest of other trails, just not this one. Wonder where this trail takes me. How long am I going for? Only like, okay. Okay, just making sure how long I'm going for. Looking at the timer on my recording here. But we're still on Camano Ridge Preserve Trail. I don't know. I'm just gonna see where it goes. And there's a bigger stump. Maybe that was from a regular tree that fell down on its own. I don't think that was like cut from any particular. Look how red that is, guys. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look how red that is. That's very red. That's like all the bark inside of it. It's very red. Wow. Look at that stumps back there, guys. All these stumps back there. And more stumps back here. Another stump back here. Oh, wait a second. And then here's a conjoined tree. A conjoined. This one's like got two cedar. This is a cedar tree. It looks like all one tree from the bottom, but it's actually got like two trees that are like, ooh, you can kind of see the trunk of them. Alright, so we'll see where it ends up. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, you know what, guys? I take that back. This is a trail. I actually remember that tree, but I didn't show it on video before. But still, I'll see where it goes. Because I might not be familiar still. But, sorry, clearing my throat. I got my bike all the way here. It took me a while to get here. It's kind of a bike ride to get here for me. But if you're in a vehicle, it doesn't take very long. But for a bike ride, yeah. Longer than a vehicler, I call it. Yeah. But this is a beautiful forest in here. It's a whole different world out here on Camano. And of course, Whidbey Island's bigger than Camano, but out here on these islands, it's a whole different world out here. But when you're out here, you're away from civilization. And you're on these trails in the forest. And you're experiencing what's here. And you're with nature. That tree fell. When there was a windstorm they had to cut it way back. They come up here and do some kind of maintenance with moving the trees that fell on the trail, and they cut them with a chainsaw. How long have I been going for? I can't hardly see. Oh well. Hard to see. Very small numbers. Okay, here's one. Here's a small. See how they like. This is a freshly cut. Freshly cut. This wasn't very big. That's not a very big tree, but they just had to move out of the way. All the branches and stuff. Way back when it fell. When we did have a storm, but it wasn't really that terrible. Just enough storm to knock down small trees like that. Yeah. But, here's another stump. Oh, here's another tree that fell a long time ago. Not old, not like super old, it's rotten. Yeah, not very big, not very big. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But there's these Douglas fir trees. These Douglas firs. I can tell these are Douglas. I got books that show different barks that identifies that kind of tree it is. It's gotta be Douglas. Oh yeah, and look at this guy. You know what? Okay, yes, I am familiar with this trail now. I remember now. Because I remember this area. I just didn't put it on video. But check this out, guys. This is all one stump. This is all a stump. But hollowed out on the inside. You like put a bench here and just sit here. And it has a tree growing inside. This is all one stump, guys. It's a stump. It's hard to see. But it was a huge tree. Whoever cut that one down. That was an old growth. Big Papa. Just wanted to show you that. Oh wow. Who's been scratching that tree? Maybe a woodpeckers. Actually stump actually. Termites and then woodpeckers in that one. Oh yeah. So okay. So yes, guys, I take it back. Didn't know from the very beginning. I am familiar with this trail. I've been on it many times, so I do remember that stump. I just didn't make a video on this area. But I'm gonna make the video as long as I can to get to the very end. Hopefully, I can get to the very end. I don't know how long I forgot how long the trail was anyways. I don't really keep track of that. And there's another tree that fell a long time ago. You can kind of see it right there. I'll show it right there. Yep, there you go. That's a new one. And then that tree right there. Showing you all these knocked down trees from storm. This is back in December. I think we also had a storm when we were having those atmospheric rivers. Whole thing was. Oh yeah, and there's another conjoined tree if you can see that. That's what oh dude, do you guys see that? Whoa. There's a conch fungus growing on that thing. This tree has, there's funguses all over it. Dude, that tree's not even alive anymore. This woodpecker's been, holy moly. Oh man, you see that huge that is? Look at that. That's an artist conch. Wow. Yeah, these trees aren't even alive anymore, guys. They're pretty much rotten. They'll fall at some point. Dang. Son, wow. Glad I came here today. That thing's huge. You could like take it home with you and let it dry. As a collector, if anyone's interested in that. And then look at that. More windstorm damage. Couldn't come up here when the windstorms were happening. Would have been kind of interesting, but really blowy and trees falling everywhere. It would have been scary. Another conjoined tree. We have a bunch of these in the forest, just like that cedar one. This is also cedar. different bark on there compared to that one. We're still recording. Okay, on to the next. Oh yeah. Here's another one. Hopefully this one might be conjoined. It looks conjoined to me just from down below. Let's move this fern out of the way. It might be, or all of this soil is just kind of built up. But who knows? It could be or could not be a conjoined tree. But there are quite a few conjoined. I like to show conjoined and differences in the forest. Okay, we're coming down here and look at more damage. More windstorm damage from December. Right there, guys. Fresh, man. This was not from last summer. These trees fell. Did not hold up. Sorry. Clearing my nose. Sorry about that, guys. So many stumps back here. But those are old. Those stumps are old. They've been around for a long time. Those are from years ago. There's another one. Another old tree. There's just stumps everywhere, guys. Here goes another one. Another stump. Ooh. And look at this. Oh, this guy's. You get to go through the trail in between these two guys. I wish there was an arch or a branch was like going across where it looks like you're going underneath the arch, but there's not. Okay. Another stump. There's just an endless, most forests, you go on trails like this, stumps are going to be present everywhere. That's an old tree. That's an older one, an older tree that fell years ago. That's why it looks all rotten and old. Yeah. I'm not looking for rocks in this forest. There are rocks on the trail on the way through the entrance. But yeah, okay. This trail's kind of longer than I thought. Okay, I think we'll just kind of cut it here. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't know. The trail's longer than I thought. I think we'll just cut it here. Well, About 15 minutes. Well, after 15 minutes, I'll cut it after 15 minutes. I have to keep watching the timer here. At 16 minutes, we'll stop the video. It's still counting. So we're at 15 minutes. So when it gets to 16, we'll just cut it there. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. We'll go back there. We'll go back there. We will go back here and show a little bit. Look at all those older trees. Dang, guys, you see that? Wow. All that mess back there's like trees just fell. And we're almost there.